W, man.
What's up, Warriors?
What's going on, guys? We're going to talk about some posture control.
Yep, let's do it. Great jiu-jitsu style. So, well, a lot of people like even in tournaments, the way the point structure is, a lot of times the guy passing the guard, if he makes enough attempts, he can get like an advantage point.
Yeah.
Which I totally disagree with.
For sure.
Give the guy an advantage point. He's trying to pass.
Yeah.
But what about the guy who can keep him in the guard the whole time?
For sure.
Put on a ton of pressure. I think a lot of people were so in a hurry to play open guard that we don't control the guy in the guard.
No control.
Everything's super loose. Whereas when you're in somebody who knows what they're doing, you're in their guard, you feel weight, you feel pressure.
Yeah.
You feel like you're drowning a little bit. You can't get a good handle every time you touch any kind of contact.
Absolutely.
You're getting your posture broken. And when you can eliminate that posture, that person is never passing your guard. And from a street self-defense standpoint, they're not punching you either.
The real idea is, and I think when we get away from the real idea and the foundation of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and we go into just sports jiu-jitsu, we cease to learn why we're controlling people, right? Because I have to be responsible for Joe's legs, his hands, everything he can do, I have to pay attention to. And that's how you get that swamp feel. So even from when we talk about a clinching situation, I think we've kind of hit on that before, it's not about me trying to double leg, it's not about me trying to single leg. I have to figure out a way to make him, I have to figure out a way to make it very hard for him to utilize any of his points. So it's the same exact idea of when you're on your back. You can't allow somebody to have freedom in their arms or anything like that to be able to use this or use punches.
Well, think about one common one that we see all the time. I hit my guard here.
Yeah.
Is people will go for the priority first, and I'll just do this left-handed whatever. But they'll just start here.
Yeah.
Right? But now you can posture up.
For sure.
My legs aren't really holding. There's no way I can really pull you down.
Absolutely.
Maybe I can really muscle it.
For sure.
But now I have two hands dedicated to the same job.
Yeah.
And on the street, if I were just to do this, he might even just come up with me and punch me in the face.
For sure. And a really good point on this too, right? Is that as I remember seeing somebody asking, it was a good question about how to stand up, right? And how to stand up in a fight. But imagine if I have a knife, what they do in MMA does not work in a fight necessarily, because if I'm disengaging completely from Joe, turning my back to him and trying to stand up, when he has both arms easily reaching for anything that happens, right? That's not a great strategy. We have to be really strategic about how we get up and when the timing is too. So we really have to learn how to really glue ourselves to something, because that's what's actually going to keep us the safest, I think, too.
Yeah, that's probably the best word we said yet, is you want to be like glue.
Yep.
And make that person connect.
Yep.
Not just get away from me. But, there's good people like, Xander Hibiera, Janji, he competed a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's passed his guard
Oh, yeah. For
in
a long time.
8 years in competition. And his closed guard game is really, really good, but he also has goals as soon as you get a certain spot away from that. But all I wanted to address today, if you're get my guard here, let's do some really simple things, gi or no gi. So if you're upright, one is I want to encourage him to connect to me. So I do a little sit-up and I drop my feet. And now as I do that crunch, there's pressure on him to come forward. So the hands are here. If there's no hands, he's going to start to come forward even more. So I'm pulling with my lower core, but when you first start, you can feel like that's really weak. It's not so much your transverse abdominals that holds you there. It's really my head coming off the ground. You see that creates a fulcrum. As I do that, ideally I want to be hand fighting here already and come in.
Beautiful.
Okay, now we'll just cover something super easy. I'm just going to swim and take the head and take the arm. Now, we don't talk about anything else. Think about Thai clinch here. This is just a great place to start. Yep. As long as you can keep people here, you have an unlimited chance, unlimited continues basically, to keep attacking from guard. But I'll just give you one other thing. So right from here, all I'm going to do is strip and take an angle. And now it's so much more effective to attach the arms, attach the neck. I can go after this arm, I can create pressure this way, but his posture is completely broken. Anytime he gets away from me, I don't know, buddy, start trying to climb up, do whatever, I just go back to the head. That's it. So I find myself in the center for a moment, then I'm going to work to create an angle again every single time. And that process is going to repeat.
Yep.
And as long as I'm not too greedy, as long as I just go for the head and the posture control, it's really tough to get away.
Yeah.
But in the game of jiu-jitsu, when I'm rolling with Professor Eric, it always gets the best of you, right? Because I'm going to be there for 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I can control you, but I really want that arm.
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And that's usually when you escape and get out, is when I'm going for something. But as far as posture control goes, it's like one of the most powerful
Oh,
things
absolutely, man.
that you can do.
Yeah, 100%. That's really interesting because like it works the same on the street, right? Because like, you know, if I even if he has the knife, even if let's say he has the knife right here at this point, right? Like say he's let's say he's drawn it. It could be on this side, could be on the other side. It doesn't matter, right? But if I have like this side already controlled, it's very tough. Now imagine this is on the other side. If like it's here, I'll help you out there. Right?
Thanks, dude.
So it's on the other side. So if I feel him starting to reach, I have to adjust. You kind of see what I mean? And see how my knee is really in the way too. It's not just my arm. That's a really good way to start looking at like how I can stop somebody from being able to reach for something too.
And then knee to elbows,
Yeah.
same angle as if you're
Yeah.
just rolling, playing the game.
Yeah.
That kind of thing too. It should all be the same.
Yeah.
But too often what I see out there, maybe for a split second, people break people down.
Yeah.
This guy postures up, and we immediately open.
Yeah.
And now there's a complete disconnect here. And that is the reason people believe the guard is a weak position. The guard is just as valid as crossbody, just as valid as mount. You get a guy who has a really good guard and can control you that way, you just want out. It is like a nightmare. You'll give up the flip to the mount, let the guy try to take your back just to get out of his guard.
I 100% agree, man. Yeah. It's cool because like those same principles that work from the bottom, side control, anywhere you're at, you can kind of use those same principles to try to keep yourself safe in like a street defense scenario or just a rolling around scenario and make it very difficult. Like we talked about the head and arm control and side control, I believe.
Yeah, it's kind of continuation.
Yeah, just continuation. So like those same principles work absolutely everywhere. It's pretty interesting. And like, you know, I'm a really big proponent. Like I used to use my hand to hold people's necks, but the fingers are weak. It's very, very tough. You kind of want to use that 90-degree frame.
The bones.
Yeah, exactly. Because now you're hinged your weight instead of trying to like hold somebody in. Because if you think about it, right, like if Joe like has my head with the neck, right, here's this. So his fingers are fighting my posture, and even if he has a strong grip, it's very easy for me to slip back out. But if this is like secured here, it's very, very, very hard to get back.
Yeah, my hand is almost hooked
That's
to
beautiful.
your shoulder.
Absolutely, man.
That's it.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about split second. One more thing. Let's talk about why this works. Because he has to have posture to open my feet. I'm a smaller guy, right? So any kind of pass he wants to do, but let's just do like a simple knee slide pass. So if he pushes my knee down, he opens it, he steps over. But look at his posture when he does that. He's upright. Like say, even people who bury the elbows, which I'm not a fan of, it's not really going to open. But he still has to be tall. Anytime somebody buries your elbow here, now that's the new fulcrum to pull the guy forward. But he's educated. Let's say he uses his hand. Look how tall he is. There's no way my leg can fight all his weight coming down to open my feet, which are just kind of interlocked, right? So the second you see somebody move that hand, that's when you need to pull him forward. And let's say his hand, let's say I don't move, we'll kind of slow it down. Let's say his hand is still on my knee. Okay? Yeah, can you open my leg?
Nope.
There's no way. He lacks the leverage. So he's pushing in the wrong direction to open my leg. So alarm bell should go off like, I'm going for your head, I'm going for the arm, but you recover. Yeah. This is where I need to be really active, swimming, controlling, pulling with my feet, anything I can to bring him back down to planet Earth.
Yep.
Right? Cool.
Awesome.
But if you just play with it, you'll see how strong it is. And then for me, you know, I don't want to stall there. I'm actively working for something. That's why I mentioned getting to the angle I want to find that choke. I want to find that sweep. But I also do not want him to posture up. Just like in crossbody, you don't want to see that leg come under you.
Yeah.
You don't want to see him go belly down. There's certain things you must work to eliminate, or your position is just going to be weak.
Yep.
And I think the guard, for some reason, there's a lot of misconception about that. Like, oh yeah, I play a top game. You know, I don't want to fall back to the guard, as if you're at some kind of disadvantage.
And the thing is, the better you get at the bottom, the better you're going to be at the top.
Yeah.
You can tell, because no matter how good somebody is at the top, if they don't have the bottom game, they don't have an understanding of what's happening.
Well, I think that's how my passing game got good.
Yeah.
It's because I spent so much time putting people on my guard, because that's where you start as a white belt, usually in the Gracie system anyway. And Pedro always encouraged that. You know, we're starting your guard, get a good close guard, all right, get a good open guard, and there's a progression. And after years and years of understanding that, when I'm in somebody's guard, man, what do I need to pass? I automatically know from all the people trying to do it to me.
Yep.
Oh, I know I got to be upright. I know I have to have a frame. Oh, I know I have to create an angle with the hips. And it just becomes super easy.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, I wanted to bring it up today because the guard is a dominant position.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's sometimes looked at like maybe the goalie in soccer. But man, the goalie can save your day, right? He can carry the win for the team.
Sure. Absolutely.
But I think it's even more effective than that.
Absolutely, man.
You know? And everybody's got different styles, and you can prefer a top game and all that. Like Luis Heredia has always said, he really likes crossbody as his favorite.
Absolutely.
But if your guard is weak, everything's gonna be weak. Okay, yeah.
But I bet that Luis guy knows a thing or two about being on his back.
Oh, Luis, nightmare, dude. Yeah.
It's a very, very high level guy right there.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah, no, don't mistake preference for like, he just doesn't. Doesn't do it.
For sure, man. For sure.
Oh man. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. If you could hit the like and subscribe button to the channel. We drop a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu video every week.
Wednesday.
Yeah, and this is a continuation from the head and arm control that we've done in crossbody. If you go back, we did some punch defense for the street. If you guys aren't even in Jiu-Jitsu, it's applicable for all kinds of striking and that kind of stuff. And then last week we did a triple attack from the guard, how to set up the armbar, the Americana, and the choke at the same time. And from those, I mean, you got limitless possibilities. So thanks again for watching. We'll be back Friday with Kali. We're going to show, I'm going to do some ways to disarm a knife this week.
Cool.
So we've been going over knife defense, but I want people to learn how to take it away in case there's an attacker out there in this climate. So thanks again, Warriors. We'll catch up with you. We are out.